of the University of the West Indies, Mona, in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. The numbers to call are 876-212-9824 and 876-462-0919. And let me hasten to remind you that my name is Conrad O'Brien. Obi, they call me the fireman. And indeed, I'm your servant, and I continue to battle for you each and every day. So we're beaming on the 93 FM band. And indeed, this morning, we'll be streaming. I won't be up on my channel this morning on the Conrad OB YouTube channel. In lieu of that, we'll be streaming live on the Jeffrey Tavares Make We Talk YouTube channel. So join us there. And of course, we invite you to go to the Apple or Google Play Store and download the News Talk 93 FM app. All right? So take us with you and make us your daily companion. To advertise with us, please call our sales agent at 876-427-9955. You can send us an email at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. So we're right there up on the 93 FM band. So join us there. And indeed, it is certainly Thursday, the 20th day of November 2025. And the year is certainly coming to a close. It's not grinding to a close. It's rushing to a close. And, as I always say, boy, you can't tell nobody to them old anymore, because when you recognize that you yourself are getting there, because indeed, we just celebrated a birthday just the other day. And certainly our birthday is back upon us. I'm a January man, the 9th of January. It was like yesterday I was celebrating my birthday, and certainly I'm preparing for another. And so many of us just really seeing the time goes by. And, if you really want to verify or to check yourself and see how the time have flown, then just check your own children. And when you remember having them in their diaper and shaking them in your arms, and now they themselves are producing children. So many of us have become grandfathers and grandmothers, or looking forward to that. So indeed, or even just the other day, some youngsters, you were celebrating the youngsters that just got their place in their various high school and celebrating and so on and so forth. And you take them to school the very first day. Today, they're at universities. Or you recognize that you thought somebody was still in first form. My little nephew, he's at Manchester High. And the other day, I was at my family home in Mandeville. And I was saying to my sister, Vanette, McKinnon is at third form. And they were reminding me quickly, no, he's at second form. And they were reminding me quickly that, no, he's now a third former. And there are so many of this that you see going on. So the time is really moving apace. Even sitting here in front of the microphone, start at 9 o'clock, and you recognize how time flown. That little tidbits there. Just want to remind you that you're listening to the 93 FM. And indeed, my name is Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We go up until 12 midday. This morning, where are we going with the program? Coming up momentarily will be Conrad's Take. We go to 9:30. We take the break, commercial break. We return at 9:35. we open the phone lines there. And let me remind you of the numbers: 876-212-9824, 876-212-9824, and 876-462-0919. Good morning to Sonia over there in Canada. Sonia Ellis, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You and your husband, Mr. Ellis, So make sure that you're all in one solid piece. And I pray for your good health. And indeed, I'm also praying that you will have some wealth and you will share it with me. All righty. That said, we will be having Conrad's Day coming up, and then we take the calls. As I said, we open the phone line at 9:35 to take your calls up until 10 o'clock. We break for the news, and then we return at news and commercial, and then we'll return at 10:10. And our spotlight guest this morning at 10:10 will be none other than the man who ran for the People's National Party in West Central St. Andrew, Paul Lennox Buchanan. He will be our guest front and center this morning as we continue to look at what are the possibilities in that court scenario, right? It was mentioned in the 18th judgment reserve. We gather that we could hear the judgment coming through on or before the 8th of next month. And certainly, we will see what will trigger from there. Could we see the uprooting of Prime Minister Holness as MP and by extension, Prime Minister of Jamaica? I'll talk a little bit more about that in my opening commentary. So welcome to Conrad's Take, my opening commentary. And indeed, we set the tone a bit, but the program is not mundane. It's not specific to what I said. It's about what you have on your mind and what you are interested in. I know Africa is going to call me this morning, mentioning Africa. I remember your thing, and I'm saying that I am getting in touch with your candidate who you said you're close to, Stacey Knight. You have been asking for a tarpaulin, and I remember it. I don't forget that, right? So people in Grandspen gather that people have basically suffered damage and they are in need of roofing material. The MP there is none other than the Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck. So Mr. Chuck, you need to go into your constituencies. The people are basically having issues. They weren't devastated as others in the western part of the country, but indeed, persons there suffered mishap, as it were. Okay, so welcome again to Conrad's Take. This morning, I want to just examine implications that could follow from this court scenario with Paul Buchanan versus Andrew Holness. And let me hasten to remind you that this is not the first time that we're seeing this situation inside that West Central St. Andrew constituency. As a matter of fact, when you talk to persons who are supportive of Paul Buchanan, they believe that this case is even stronger than what Andrew Holness had when he was able to overthrow the results there, or the court, not him, but the court basically overthrew the result of the election there with Holness versus Blake. That's Dr. Blake versus Andrew Holness. And indeed, from then on, Mr. Holness continued to be the member of parliament there. So Paul Buchanan is certainly within his right to basically challenge what they considered to be major anomalies and irregularities in the September 3rd election. So we are watching it closely, because what happened, it could have major implication for who continue to head the government of Jamaica. And indeed, based on what we're hearing, members within the Jamaica Labour Party, they are watching this closely. And there are people who are jockeying that based on how the result goes, who would basically emerge as the prime minister, right? Because it's a real and live situation. We understand that on the 18th, that was when? Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. The Paul Buchanan team, led by senior attorney at law, Hugh Wildman, accompanied by support attorney Stacey Knight and attorney Brown, right? They are very, very gung-ho, and they believe that they have a very, very good case. So we are waiting the ruling that, as I said before, we will get that on or before the 8th of next month, which, about 18 days from today, based on our understanding and what we're gleaning through our source. So it's that's the lay of the land. And as I said before, this would be major. I don't know how many of you are aware that once the judgment goes against the prime minister, then that's punta final, so to speak, in the early salvo, because there would have to be a rerun of the sections, or indeed a rerun of the entire constituency. My guest this morning will be Paul Lennox Buchanan, the man in the mirror. And indeed, we have quite a few questions that we will be putting to Paul Buchanan this morning. It's a must listen. And I know that, this exclusive that I've able to basically secure with Paul Buchanan, it's the envy of certainly some of my colleagues within the media space. But that's just how it goes. We all have our connection and we get the scoop from time to time. So this scoop is with yours truly, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, right here on the 93 FM, as we continue to broadcast live from the studios here at UWI Mona campus. The other thing that I want to weigh in on, and I'm putting it out there in a question form. Do you believe that when members of parliament or member of the government and even the opposition going into constituencies, they should ensure that the respective member of parliament is aware? That's the done thing. I know that even within political parties, when they are having, major runoff for, say, vice president or president in the case of the PNP, or leader or area council chair within the Jamaica Labour Party, and the various camps are going into the relevant constituency, they must speak with the MP or indeed even caretaker to say, listen, I am going to be in your space. We understand that the area that Mrs. Holness was in, primarily, that we saw that very, very indecent episode where the gentleman there was heralding all sorts of insult at Member of Parliament Zalika Jess. It's an area in the Santa Cruz division of Northeast St. Elizabeth called Burn Savannah. It is and in primarily a little area that called Rocky Hill. It's what you call a labor den within the constituency. As a matter of fact, it's more labor than Tivoli and Tivoli, or as Renita would say, Tivoli and Denham Town put together. So I understand that the visit there by Mrs. Holness, it was, and what happened, it was orchestrated by the councillor there, because that division of Santa Cruz, it has always gone with the Jamaica Labour Party, even from in the days when you have Cindy Pagan and indeed Roger Clark. You know, Santa Cruz is always the division that goes with the Labour Party. Certainly the last local government election, the PNP, under the stewardship in terms of constituency, the stewardship of Zalika Jess, they were able to perform very, very well in that Santa Cruz division. However, it is primarily a JLP base. And, you know, we understand. And my bone of contention here is, even without the informing of the member of parliament by Member Holness that she was going into the constituency, it is about the way that the persons behave there. Granted, she has no control over what exude out of a person's mouth. However, being there in the space as the leader, you could basically quell the situation and say, no, not at all. I am here. Do not do that. Don't refer to my colleague in that manner. That's certainly what I would do, because I certainly revere decency. And, you know, sometimes as leaders, you have to set the tone for how or whenever you see a certain behavior from your folks, you have to set the, to basically reprimand them. And, you know, my understanding is that that reprimand did not take place by Member Holness, who happens to be the Speaker of the House. I also gather that Minister Mackenzie, he was also in the constituency on Saturday, and the similar thing obtains, not by way of heralding of insult, but he did not communicate with the member of parliament. I gather that he had communicated with the council, and the council, we must state that the council is headed and run by the Jamaica Labour Party, right? They have the majority in the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. So, you know, and I'm putting these things out there because, as much as possible, it's a time that we are talking about consensus and nation building, unity, and all of that. So we expect the leadership to basically set that tone. I want to weigh in quickly on another thing. I happened to journey downtown Kingston yesterday, and to be honest with you, I don't go downtown very often. But trust me, what I saw there in downtown Kingston, the major roadway, and this has nothing to do with Hurricane Melissa. Downtown Kingston, by way of the road condition, is indeed deplorable. Deplorable. And the city as a whole need a facelift. When you look at the buildings downtown, they need a little bit of painting. The city, the main city, the capital of Jamaica, no look good. It no look good at all. This is where we're welcoming people to. And downtown Kingston don't look good at all. The only little semblance of what you can basically write home about is the little thing there down by the Digicel area there, and the boardwalk there, you know, at the waterfront. But downtown Kingston is in a bad state. Also over there in Spanish Town, the first capital, our former capital, not looking good at all. We have to take some more pride in these things. That's
9:45.
Wellington Dental, where we know a beautiful smile counts. At Wellington Dental, we offer top of the line treatment, ensuring dental care at its best. With two general dentists, two hygienists, and a pediatric dentist on staff to meet all your needs. Patients can rest assured of that brilliant, confident smile. We offer a family-friendly facility, providing wheelchair access and a children's play area. Wellington Dental, conveniently located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Open Monday to Saturday. Call us at 876-775-2282 or 876-413-3691. Wellington Dental, dental care at its best.
9:30.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better. At 31 Tobago Avenue, get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
Make we keep Jamaica clean. Me as if we keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica clean. Our duty to keep our island clean. Mobile to Kingston, sidewalk and beach. Bag it, bin it, recycle it, please. Proper garbage disposal, make we do it. Keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, Linstead Old Harbour and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Host your next event at the UWI Regional Headquarters. Our venue, located in Mona, Kingston, features reconfigurable meeting and seminar rooms, lounges, and lawn space for events large, small, and anywhere in between. Our facilities can be tailored to suit any occasion, from stylish soirees to formal business meetings. Call 876-927-2425 or 876-455-9346 to book your event. The UE Regional Headquarters, where great minds come together.
This is News Talk 93 FM, broadcasting from the University of the West.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here and News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad O'Brien. They call me the fireman. We go up until 12. It is indeed your program, Straight Up right here and the 93 FM. And indeed, we're coming to you live from the studios here at UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. The numbers to call are 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. The phone lines are open and we await your participation in the program. So I was talking about the scenario there that obtains now as it relates to the deliberation in front of the AG and so on, and the various lawyers would have basically made their submission and so on. So we are awaiting the judgment on, as I said, my information is that we could get that judgment between now and the 8th of December. So let's see how that will pans out. Will that have major implication for governance, or will it just flow? All right. Okay. So indeed. So let's see how that goes. And I want to say hi to my friend Howard, who is telling me that he is now in Florida and he will be there until Saturday. But indeed, he is tuning in. So thanks for letting me know that, Howie, that you are there and indeed you are tuning in. All right. So we're inviting your calls. Hello, caller. Okay, all right, we get to the calls in a moment. The Gleaner is reported today, mega blow, mega mart to close. Oh my. All right, Mobe store. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning, Mr. O'Brien.
Hi, good morning, sir. How you doing? Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Lansford Watson. I spoke with you the other day
Uh-huh.
about my situation with the Disabilities Rights Tribunal,
Mm-hmm.
and that I needed some legal assistance
Mm-hmm.
because I was being denied my rights to get access to the tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
However, what has happened is that I've since learned that the legal officer at the JCPD, the Jamaican Council for Persons with Disabilities, he doesn't in fact refer complaints to the tribunal. He refers it to another person at the JCPD who then investigates the complaint and refer it to the tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
So my situation requiring a lawyer has been resolved by that fact, which I wasn't aware of until Monday.
So you're not,
So,
you don't need a lawyer.
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Not for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue is that the JCPD is meant to its mandate is to promote, protect, and monitor my rights,
Indeed.
welfare, and well-being as a disabled person.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the issue is that I've been subject to how do I put it? I've been Right. So basically, it's the public defender and the registrar of the Supreme Court. They've attacked me and my rights for making a claim in the Constitutional Court for the loss of a property.
But
and they claim it back.
Good. So,
Yes, go ahead.
So it's Watson. The fact that it
Yes.
is your case is now at the right place, where they are
Right.
overseeing or your rights. Wouldn't it be good for you to at least wait until they conclude their investigation and then we delve into it in a more fulsome way? Because since it's where it's at now, you have you understand, because I did refer you to an attorney, and of course,
Yes.
we won't get into that discussion here, but I did refer you. But now that you recognize that
Yes,
you
thank
don't
you for
need an
that.
attorney, and I actually spoke to the gentleman, of course, that I had referred you to, and he told me what basically transpired between you both. So I'm going to basically say to you that, just allow the process to flow through, because
Correct.
sometimes when these things are at a delicate stage, the last thing that you want to do is to basically put too much light on it in the media like we're doing now. So thanks for informing me, but I'm going to just advise. Go ahead.
No, with all due respect. So this is the problem, that the matter has been ongoing for a long time, and I've been maligned by the public defender, who made an allegation that I was sent to Bellevue by a judge at a hearing in 2015, which didn't happen. So she claimed I was sent there under the Mental Health Act, and this has been held over my head. It's not true, and I've not been able to challenge it. And so what has happened is they've used that allegation, this false allegation, to deny me access to the court, to the mechanism of justice. And so I was denied access to the Constitutional Court, but because of my disability, I was able to get access to the tribunal. But what they've done, they're denying me access to the tribunal, which is what the issue is with the legal officer at GCPD. So I think what I would like to say is that the public defender is meant to protect me and all the Jamaican people of our rights, but she has acted criminally in making this, it's called abuse of power, in telling a lie on me. And
no, hold on, Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm going to have to leave you. I have no way of verifying those things as to whether the DPP or we said acted that way. The public defender.
The public defender.
I have no. Hold on, Mr. Watson. Hold on, yeah. Please. I have no way of knowing whether the public defender acted criminally or basically tell any lies on you. I'm going to have to leave it there, sir. All right. All the best. Take care.
Okay.
God bless you. All right. Good. All right. So we have to we can't allow persons to just say those things and without any level of verification. I know Mr. Watson have issue. He has disability issue, and as he said that the foundation basically is looking at what is the situation. So I prefer for that to be ventilated there, and without us basically being party to any form of spreading of information that may not be correct or so. So I don't want to get into that. I think he should possibly, and let's hope that the Disability Foundation, Mr. Watson, and I must tell you that Mr. Watson became, I don't know him in person. Mr. Watson, as so many thousands and thousands of people are aware of me by way of the occupation here, and reach out to me, and I basically direct person in particular direction from time to time so that they can be assisted, because that's my mantra, to ensure that I do as best as I can and as much as I can for humanity. All right, so that's the scenario there. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. And I hope all my listeners will understand. It's not a matter of basically shutting down Mr. Watson or anything like that, but you can understand that we have to protect ourselves here on the 93 FM band. You can also send us a WhatsApp message on the Conrad O'Brien, on 876-594-7045. You can send us a WhatsApp message there, and we will read those WhatsApp messages as soon as we receive them, once they are earworthy. Okay, so let's know what's happening there. Getting a lot of expression on the scenario that I mentioned as it relates to what took place down there in Santa Cruz, in St. Elizabeth, with the Speaker of the House journeying to the constituency there. A lot of people weighing in and saying a lot of things here. All right. Not going to read a whole lot of them that we see here, because certainly I am not indeed happy with the language. So I'm not going to read a lot of them. So the Gleaner is reporting on its front page this morning saying Mega Blue, Mega March to close, Melissa Ravage, Montego Bay or Mobay store after total loss. So that is the situation there. So one can just understand a large branch of Megamart like that closing down. One can understand the amount of workers who will be displaced from that. So we're hoping that the rebuilding process, certainly the reconstruction of a number of these places, will be able to take up some of the labor there, and persons will be able to be gainfully employed there. And government adopt container housing strategy from storm victim. So let's see here. Racing up Facing a possible housing crisis in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, the government has announced a controversial yet immediate plan to utilize container homes to shelter displaced families in Western Jamaica. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the announcement on Wednesday afternoon at a press briefing at Jamaica House, revealing that the National Housing Trust, NHT, has shifted its policy to acquire 5,000 container units for families in the hardest hit parishes. All right. It would be interested to hear the wider discussion on it and the implications of container homes or house. We know that people are indeed in need of housing, and that may be a quick fix, but one would want to examine the implication of these container houses. You hear persons talk all sorts of things about it, but let's see, I for whatever kind of shelter that people are able to get to relieve them of their plight that they're in, I'm happy for it. However, one wants to ensure that whatever form of housing there will be placed in, it does not raise any form of health issues and so on, because that's a conversation that is out there as it relates to container housing. So let's see how that goes, and we hope for the best in all of these things. So that's that. Cops kill 8 men in 100 hours. So the police continue to take out a number of young men here in Jamaica, So alleged cop killer among trio cut down and Mandela Highway. So that's the shooting that took place on Mandela Highway yesterday. And it was said that that was responsible for major traffic buildup along the corridor there. And indeed, as we always said, that once the criminals take on law enforcement, then certainly one would have no difficulty in the police acted appropriately, defending themselves. And if that result in loss of lives, then certainly that's the lay of the land. So the information is that on operation targeting a suspected cop killer ended in the fatal shooting of 3 men during what investigators describe as an armed daylight confrontation along the westbound lane of the Nelson Mandela Highway in the corporate area on Wednesday, that's yesterday. And the Gleaner understand that the target of the attack was a man known as, what is this? Senegal, who was wanted in connection with the shooting death of Corporal Christopher Smith on December 6, 2025 at a Texaco gas station. So that's what happened there yesterday. And indeed, we continue to follow those developments. None of us will be the same after this. And this is an article here that senior staff write to talk about COVID-19 caused serious psychological strain or stain for Jamaica. All right. You can look at that. All right. Let's go to the phone line. Hello. Welcome, caller.
Morning, Conrad.
Hi, Africa. How are you doing?
You know, one present and I give thanks for it.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you must be happy this morning. You hear me started out by making reference in your situation there. Africa?
Yeah, me have to buy one credit here, man. The woman say 1 minute current. No, sir.
All right, Africa. I await your call.
Good to be here, yeah?
Every time. Give thanks. All right, so that's Africa there. And of course, Africa, he's a vendor. He's a food vendor, and he was sharing with us just recently that his business basically take a hit because he's unable to get the provision that he normally supplies his customer with. And indeed, when he gets a little, it is very, very expensive. I would want to know 3 weeks or so, going 4 weeks on after Hurricane Melissa, I would be happy to talk to Africa to tell us what is the lay of the land, because I am hazarding a guess that things may have gotten even worse now with him being able to get ground provision and so on and so forth. So let's see how that go. Yeah, so we're taking your calls. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-212-9824, and 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to reach the fireman right here and the 93 FM. Okay. As soon as we're ready with that caller, we will go to him or her. And the observer is reporting here. Stay prepared. Met Service expert says Jamaica not yet out of the woods. My goodness gracious me, for storm threat. So you must stay prepared. And I'll share with you what is said here. While the likelihood of Jamaica being battered by another Category 5 storm decreases as the official end of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season approaches, the Met Service is cautioning that the island is not yet out of the woods just yet. And the story continue inside the Observer on page 4. All right, so that's that. Just the thought of that is chilling. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller, not hearing the caller. Hello, caller. Not hearing anybody there, anything. All right, so hello, caller. Caller. All right, we're trying to get through to the caller. Hello. Okay. So what's going on there, Madam Producer? Not hearing anything. The government established National Reconstruction Body with initial US $1.15 billion. All right. And the person hung up. Alrighty. So this National Reconstruction Body. Hello, caller. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello.
Good morning.
I'm not by Miss P here.
Hi, Miss P. How are you doing?
I am not good at all. Not good. Nothing good.
What happened
Not
with
good.
what's
All
going
over.
down, Miss P?
Ah, lose me own stuff. Right, as we sit down as I talk to you, we don't feel so well.
Oh
But when I
wow.
read that talk to you up here, that's what it is.
Okay, well,
Okay?
all
So
right.
may I,
Go ahead.
me give the producer, ask the producer to take me number, and you can give me a call,
Oh,
please.
all right. Okay, Miss P. All right.
Please,
Madam
please,
Producer, you
please,
can
yes.
take Miss P number there. All right. Okay, Miss P. All right. So, okay, she'll take your number. She'll take you off here and take your number. All right. You can take Miss P number there, Madam Producer. She's holding. She's still holding. So you have to talk to her, let you know that she's off. All right. Hello. We're coming up to close to our 10 o'clock break. It's now 4 minutes going up to 10 o'clock. 4 minutes going up to 10 o'clock. And indeed, it's Thursday morning here in Jamaica. So, what format will this national reconstruction take? With the recovery from Hurricane Melissa expected to be long and costly, the government is in the process of setting up a national body to oversee the and drive the reconstruction effort. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the announcement Thursday during a special media briefing at Jamaica House after pointing to the World Bank Rapid Damage Assistance which has which which has um, guar- um, guaranteed physical damage from Melissa at US $8.8 billion. So we await to see how that will build out. And we applaud that because we really want to see our people back on their feet. We just hear there from Miss P, who is saying that she lost her roof and she is not feeling good. I think she shared with me the other day that she also lost her job after the election. Don't know if she got back another job since or what, but certainly that's a double whammy, lost your job and then the hurricane attended up on the country and was so devastated to so many of our people, including our dear caller there, Miss P. And, if anyone, we know that there are some move taking place where people are adopting a family, especially families, single mothers, and children, and so on, and the elderly. They are adopting those families. We spoke to Dr. Dunkley yesterday, and she talked about that. So we are hoping that people will put persons who are in need to the relevant persons or relevant organizations that are able to pair families and to basically give them whatever assistance they can, because it can't be a good thing for you to be, exposed to all these elements and so on and so forth. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. We're coming up to the 10 o'clock break where we'll go to the news. And of course, coming back after the 10 o'clock break, we will have our guest, Paul Lennox Buchanan. He will join us at 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. Let's go to the break. Sue, come.
Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660, extension 2475, or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
The following hour is brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed you feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Host your next event at the UWI Regional Headquarters. Our venue, located in Mona, Kingston, features reconfigurable meeting and seminar rooms, lounges, and lawn space for events large, small, and anywhere in between. Our facilities can be tailored to suit any occasion, from stylish soirees to formal business meetings. Call 876-927-2425 or 876-455-9346 to book your event. The UE Regional Headquarters, where great minds come together.
Disasters are a reality. Prepare for any eventuality. Is what this season asks of we. Check your safety carefully before launching out to sea. We can't stop stand, but prepping is the key. We all have a responsibility to protect our lives and families, our homes and our communities. So turn your no into yes. Prepare our land to stand the test. Let's do this for Jamaica's best.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better. At 31 Tobago Avenue, get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this up we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it, keep Jamaica clean. Beg you listen to me please. No plastic bag, no fear blowing at the breeze. Proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full up in the streets. Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this up we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
This is News Talk 93 FM, broadcasting from the University of the West Indies.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here and News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We go up until 12 midday. You're tuned into the 93 FM band right here. And we are indeed coming to you from the studios here at the UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. We go up with you until 12 midday. And we are coming up to our spotlight segment. We are awaiting our guest to join us. That's Mr. Paul Buchanan. So welcome to, and this hour, I must remind you that this hour is sponsored by our friends at Wellington Dental. And welcome to our feature Spotlight. we now turn to our attention to a major legal battle unfolding in our political landscape. And as I often remind you that this particular constituency, it is not the first time that we're seeing this. So the People's National Party's candidate, Paul Buchanan, has taken his challenge of the September 3rd general election result in St. Andrew West Central all the way to the Supreme Court. And indeed, Mr. Buchanan's application for judicial review comes after the constituted authority rejected his earlier request to void the poll. And it was actually sent to the Supreme Court, where they believe that they have a glorious chance. And of course, it was argued on Tuesday, the 18th of this month. And we gather that we could hear some results on this as early as between now and the 8th of next month. I think we have Mr. Buchanan on. Mr. Buchanan, welcome, sir. Welcome to Straight Up. How are you doing?
How are you doing? I'm good.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining us, Mr. Buchanan. First of all, how did the hurricane treat you? First, I'm talking to you on air since that.
I am good. I have two daughters in Westmoreland that didn't fare so well.
Mm-hmm.
So to that extent, I'm not so good.
Yes.
But others have endured much more, much worse.
Mm-hmm.
We thank God that they are not numbered among those who were not so fortunate.
Mr. Buchanan, I wish if you could basically find a sweet spot for me, because you're coming through a little bit choppy at the moment. So if you could just
I'm gonna find a place in a very short while.
Yes. So while you do that, let me just continue to give the background of what is happening here. The September 3rd election, it is said that there was a number of irregularities and, other things, breaches that took place in the constituency of West Central St. Andrew. That constituency is basically represented by the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. And indeed, the PNP's Paul Buchanan certainly, through his attorney, examine what is the lay of the land and believe that they have a very, very strong case. And as I continue to remind my listeners that the similar situation took place, I think it was 2007, 1997. Yes, 1997. And indeed, based on what I am understanding, depending on who you speak to, they believe that this particular case may be even more pointed than that one. But we await the official ruling coming from the relevant authority. Mr. Buchanan, first thing...
In that case,
yes,
it was the case that in which Andrew Holness came to power in West Central. Dr. Blake had won and he challenged it. And some of the very grounds that I'm challenging him now.
Yes.
And he prevailed in the end.
He prevailed in the end.
There might be some political redemptive justice in this one.
Okay.
So just to put that in context.
All right. As I always said, that what happened, our focus and duty here is to highlight these matters for our citizens, the Jamaican people, because indeed what is good about Jamaica, Paul, is that, Mr. Buchanan, is that we have a judicial process that basically, if one feel aggrieved, then you can take it there, and certainly you have exercised those options that you have. You exercise those options that you have. And Tuesday. Well, before I get there, I want to commend you, Paul, because certainly I think that we need to use all the avenues as much as possible to ensure that we ventilate all these things as much as possible. At the end of the day, however the result goes, we have to adhere by our respect the results, but certainly it is important that we go there. And I know that maybe even some people within your own party, they have said that, boy, Paul, you should leave it alone also, but you believe that, listen, you're fighting on behalf of the people who you offer yourself to represent. Tell us exactly what is the lay of the land right now, Paul, as it relates to what took place on Tuesday, the 18th, and what are your expectations?
Well, it's not a jury situation, yes. I don't think sub judice would apply.
Yes.
So I will be as clear as I can be. The constituted authority, if you recall, had challenged and indicated that in our challenge, we did not reach the threshold that would take it to election court. Counsel Wildman looked at the affidavits from the witnesses, and he identified immediately a number of egregious breaches, any one of which would have taken it to election court. That is the law. The law is basically saying there's a low bar, and correctly so you can have, because if you're taking democratic, free and fair elections seriously, then the bar cannot be that high. In the case of West Central, this is something that has happened over the years. So particularly in respect of the Seawood, the Olympic area, toy area, the cluster there. The level of intimidation crowd that we can argue about, that is just a fact. It's just that Andrew Holness has gotten away with that over the years. Yes. And so all of that was on display. And Counsel Wildman picked up the breaches, and here we are. The judge would have said that they will rule sometime between now and the end of the end of the first week in December. So we are anticipating a ruling before that. We believe we have made a substantive case, all the breaches have been identified. You have, for example, you have people jumping the fence of the polling station at Seaward in ski masks. You have double voting. You have variation in the approved route that the boxes should go. These are serious breaches. And Counsel Wildman has brought them to light, and what we believe he has argued successfully, and we await a positive
outcome,
verdict or outcome on in these matters.
Good. Stick. All right, Mr. Buchanan. You said that, listen, you're expecting a positive outcome. Let's say I'm going to ask two things. Let's say the outcome is not positive for you. What would be it? Would that be the end of the case here? Would it be the end of this matter?
No, we could always appeal it. But I am not being negative on this.
No. I'm coming to you on the positive side as well. But you say our listeners, remember that we have an audience, so we have to basically put the things out there so people can understand the matter. So
and I'm saying we could appeal a negative verdict.
You could. Okay.
So that is another issue. Whether or not we want to go that route.
That's another matter. No, fine.
An
So
option that is available to us.
fine. So on the other side, on the flip side of it now, let's say the result here is positive in your favor. What that would now what that would now trigger? Explain that.
Go to election court to void the election of Andrew Willis.
To void the election.
And if we are successful at election court,
Yes.
Remember there will be three jurists that will participate at election court.
Yes.
Three Supreme Court judges.
Yes.
And at that court, witnesses can be cross-examined. I think we can bring new witnesses. And one of the things you must learn in the early stages of this case, a lot of people didn't come forward because of the intimidation and the fear that has been part of the scenery of West Central, St. Anthony. So we will have more robust, more serious witnesses coming forward. There will be more atrocities that we will bring to the table. So we are confident at that level that we will prevail. We will show, for example, some of the targeting that was done in the Mullines division. You understand? Because looking at the numbers, 2,000 votes, that is the lowest that has come out of that division since adult suffrage, since it started working in Jamaica. You understand? That is a PNP stronghold. I'm estimating that about 2,000 to 3,000 of my votes did not come to the game. So it is either that you had collusion, it is either that you have mass buying of votes, but we are not relying on that. We are relying on actual acts that is proven in a court of law.
Good, because I was just about to say that, if you have persons whose vote was suppressed, did not turn up or anything like that, then certainly.
Well, this is one of the points. It's not secret. Nobody can question that. When you look at a crowd on Olympic Way, for example, right, which PMP would go over there to vote? It is only the very brave. And you can't have that. This has been going on for far too long. It's just that it's not going to occur. And nobody get away with it in an election with me. You have 17 out of 34 PDs in Toy, in Seaward School. The people block the entrance in green. Sound boxes, knives, liquor, everything is on full display. Nobody can question that. That is a fact. And we have serious witnesses like Dr. Warren Blake, who was part of my team. There are videos, there are things showing that's a major breach. But it is not about this election or Paul Buchanan. It's about a democratic election. And we have a glorious opportunity now to change the course of that in Jamaica, to say never again. Never again. We must stop it. 17 out of 34 PDs. How we come by that? In one violent prone area? No, man, we have to split up that going forward. That in that division alone,
good.
A PNP candidate would lose before the election.
But
because nobody going over there. And that is the truth that nobody can deny the truth of my statement on that regard. Ruth Stoner Orton, our candidate.
Yes.
A caring pastor, a good woman. Still no chance. We closed down all the basic school in the area. We open them and let them be new polling stations on the other side of the road also. Why have people from across the road in the Olympic division here?
But Paul, those are things that you're saying should happen and you'd want to see happen, you know, in the future.
So this election is about all of that. And more importantly, no matter how high you are, whether you are the Prime Minister of Jamaica or not.
But
nobody's above the law. And this is about ensuring that the law gets pride of place, that the primacy of the law is what is at the center of this challenge. So it's not that it's about, because at the end of the day, if the election is violated in the election court, Andrew Holness reverts to being a citizen. Who would have to rerun. He won't be Prime Minister, he won't be in Parliament. He would have to rerun. But there would be a new Prime Minister among the majority party.
Absolutely. Hold on, Paul. Paul. Mr. Buchanan.
For these breaches.
Yes, but Mr. Buchanan, just let me get some things in. You talk about the rerun there. In this case, what would happen? Would it be could there be an order for the entire constituency? Are we talking about clusters within the constituency?
Because we have to look at what happened in Mullines. We have to look at what happened in Mullines, also what happened in Civ Right. There were breaches right across the constituency. The most egregious is the one in which the approved route by the returning officers was varied from going down Mullines to the counting center at Waltham and turning at Seaward straight down past compound where there was another GLP build up at the corner of Bay Farm Road and Olympic Way. And when that didn't work, you take the bad boxes.
All right.
PDs down to Tower Hill in the crowd at Seaward School. Nobody could follow that.
Good. All right. In the interest of time, Paul, let me put this there because we do the work here with bearing in mind that we have persons who have commitment to both sides politically. So a number of persons may be listening to you and saying that, listen, boy, Paul, you sound like you're just basically crying over spilled milk and so on, or you're bitter about the loss and so. Talk to those people who may be saying that.
No, but listen to me. I've been to the highest court in the land. I have been to Parliament already. I miss nothing.
Yes.
It's about a principle. I have done most of what I could have done in my life. I was part at the center of delivering over 58,000 lots of land. I have done my part. I can go home now. I'm not running down anything here. You understand? I am not running down anything here. Right? I got about a principle. I knew Andrew Holness well. I worked with Siaga when it was fashionable to do so in terms of the peace between Arnett and Tivoli. Yes, and Andrew knows that. I helped them in the West Kingston Trust to rebuild the railway playing field. I did as president of Arnett Garden and head of the Inner City program. I have nothing against no labor right. They're all Jamaicans. It's not about spilled milk. On September 3rd, there were breaches. Breaches are the representation of the People's Act. And a brilliant attorney, you wild man,
yes,
has unearthed those breaches. And this is not about intimidation. I can't be intimidated. My God, everything has happened to me. And I don't need to go back over all the personal things that were done.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It is about a principle. Never again in West Central Centennial must intimidation, badmanism, skullduggery play a role, and I dare say throughout the island.
Mm-hmm.
Police must escort boxes from behind. They're not to carry boxes.
Were you who accompanied? Who
can't try the case here.
All right, good.
But I've been very clear in what I have said.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? No more election. You must have police having our boxes unaccompanied.
All right. I read between the line, Paul. I know you can't go
any further than
that. I read between. I'm
speaking for candidates on both sides.
I read
between. Listen, Conrad. A prime minister, you share one said no government lasts forever. No, the JLP might believe they will be in power forever, but it will turn, it will change, and you don't want when it's on the other foot. We continue with these things. This is a watershed challenge. It's the first constituted authority has been challenged. Councillors brought case law. He has brought a preponderance of evidence to show that there were breaches. JLP and PMP lawyers are people who associate with either party will agree that it only took one to go to the election court. We have proven that over and over and over. We await a positive verdict.
No, Mr. Buchanan. Certainly in the public space, and maybe for good reason, you don't hear a lot of person within the, say, hierarchy of your party seems to be out there, with you are talking much about this thing. Do you have the support of your party in mounting this challenge?
Well, the party leader has been with me from day one when I came down to that constituency, right? I must say that I'm disappointed because, I'm a man who talks straight and sharp. I'm disappointed with the level of support. There are some good people like Stacey Knight, also a candidate, fellow candidate, colleague candidate. She is on the legal team. She has stood tall. Arnold Brown, former MP, is on the legal team, right? And they have stood with me. Earlier there was Mikey Vassiana and Norman Minot that helped with some of the foundation work. So as far as the party is concerned, as a whole, I am a little disappointed. I must say so. Perhaps tactically and in terms of their view, it might be prudent not to put out a release now. So I could be wrong. But I believe that the stakes are so high, the principles are so clear that our party should have issued a statement about the seriousness of what is at hand. And I would say, allow me, because I also represent a group of people that have suffered much unearned suffering. And I'm talking about the pride officers. I'm talking about the Edmund Ridge houses that people's reputation was solid when the Prime Minister came before the election and talked about Operation Shame, Operation this, Operation that. These people sacrificed their lives, took on the dance, and gave 58,000 lots of land to our people. Firstly, the Prime Minister was mixing up apples with Guinea.
Paul, hold on, Mr. Buchanan. I'm going to beg you 2 minutes on the other side. I have 2 more questions that I want to put to you. Please hold for a minute while we go to the 10:30 break. So come.
everywhere. 10:30.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed. You feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Disasters are a reality. Prepare for any eventuality. Is what this season asks of we. Check your safety carefully before launching out to sea. We can't stop stand, but prepping is the key. We all have a responsibility to protect our lives and families, our homes and our communities. So turn your no into yes. Prepare our land to stand the test. Let's do this for Jamaica's best.
Let's go! Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it, keep Jamaica clean. Beg you listen to me please. No plastic bag, no fear blowing at the breeze. Proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full up in the streets. Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, Linstead Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card, and take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.
The following hour is brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Thanks a lot there to our friends at Wellington Dental for sponsoring this hour. Of course, we're in our spotlight segment of the program, and our guest this morning is, should I say, former candidate, now caretaker for the West Central St. Andrew constituency, which is now represented in the House of Representatives by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And he is Mr. Paul Buchanan. He had served before as Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew. And of course, you heard him talk about his contribution to building the fabric of Jamaica through Operation Pride and so on, delivering how many thousand lots and how many thousand housing solution. He said that he had basically done all that or most of what he would have liked to do in his lifetime. And he's indeed, his own words, he said that he is ready to go, or he can go now. But the reason he's taking on this is to basically set a precedent and for good electoral practices here in Jamaica. And I agree with him. I agree with him wholeheartedly. All I'd say is that, listen, we must be prepared to accept the results of the court, whichever way it goes. And thank God we have a judicial process here in Jamaica that, still persons repose confidence in it. There's never ever a foolproof situation, but certainly in the main, I think most of us have some confidence in the judiciary here in Jamaica. Thanks for holding, Mr. Buchanan.
Yes.
Good. So you were on. You're making a point. Just finish, and then I pose the other two questions to you.
Finish that point because it has been hurtful to watch young people who played by the rules, who did everything for their country, and you have this nonsense about Operation Shame. We're at the point of Karachi, at Long Mountain, at Belier. Tell me where was there any shame? The shame is at Edmund Ridge Apartment, which, by the way, wasn't gazetted to be in the name of any member of parliament.
Yes.
So there is a level of illegality that must be investigated here. That is number one. Secondly, the shame is that those houses, some of them delivering now, some just 6 months ago, within the last 6 months, and they have been reduced to powder with a little rain. You can't put drywall as structural features in a house. Your external wall is about 4 inches thick because you pour it. You pour it with mesh or what have you. It is already structurally unsound. That is where the Operation Shame is. And my party, if only to exonerate the nastiness that has been put on the good Jamaican young people who came forward at pride all over this country to give land to the hardworking people of this country, landless people. We must call out Andrew Holness because he targeted pride incorrectly. So, but at the same time, the disgrace of Edmund Ridge to be echoing throughout the entire island. I will write again. And I will speak to all of it.
I totally agree with.
We are talking about just the dividing of an election, but there are so many things in this society that is wrong. And I don't know how to have fear or retribution, because Andrew has said it when he talks or when he has people afraid. And people are afraid; they don't want to talk. But I am talking.
I agree with you, Paul, because certainly when you look at what Operation Pride under the PNP government did, and all of those beautiful structure, the Pines of Karachi, etc., you know, Melrose Mews, all of those.
To put it in context, we built 40 houses at Karachi. They have suffered through Ivan, they have suffered through burial, earthquakes, everything. They are still standing. But most importantly is the beneficiaries who got lots all over this country with our technical support and the models we put up and show them the way. They too, that 50,000 houses. Have you ever heard about any? And this is private. These are people who make their own shelter history with our guidance. And nothing has happened. Where is the disgrace now? Where is the Operation Shame now? It is at places like Edmund Ridge.
Absolutely, and I believe. Hold on, Paul. Time is up on me. So you know, I know that you have a lot to say, but time. Certainly, and I just want to add my 2 cents on that. That is the real Operation Shame, and I believe we should hear something from the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most honorable, and Dr. Michael Andrew Brogard Rodham Holness, and that those houses were powder, and certainly you should not have brand new structure. We're not talking about just roof, but the entire building basically crumbled. Not a good look at all. That is really Operation Shame. And the developer, the persons who did it, they must now be called into question as it relates to that faulty construction. And when in rebuilding, we must examine what we do. And we should never, ever have again what we saw down there at Edmund Ridge. Paul, back to the matter at hand here. Let me just put these 2 things to you. I think you may answer them indirectly earlier, but let me go again. If the court does not rule in your favor, will you accept the result and step back, or do you intend to pursue further legal or political avenue?
I will consult with my legal team.
Good. All right.
I can't say no more at this point. I do not anticipate that kind of result. As I said, the bar is very low. This has been legally determined already in case law. Council brilliantly brought out all those points. At the trial of the issues, he was fantastic, and the supporting team ably supported him. And it speaks well for democracy. It speaks well that there are two sides here, and we had our day in court, and we don't anticipate a negative result in this. It is for the people, not for me.
Good. Your opponent, Prime Minister Holness, is of the opinion or said that, listen, this is taken away from the real issue in the constituency and so on, Paul. What would you say to Mr. Holness and persons of like mind?
After 27 years, you have one police station to show which issue. What issue we talking about? We intended in this campaign.
Is the PM said so? Is the PM said so? Respond to him.
Yes, we intended to be like AI and a robotic center at West Bay Farm to change the color, to change the environment, to change the thinking about West Central St. Andrew from a violent prone area where there has been nothing in terms of socio-economic advance for the people. So what is here? What are we diverting from? We're not diverting from nothing. All we have is a police station. Again, it's incontrovertible. Nobody can question the truth of my statement because you can't go down there and point to nothing.
Good.
Remember, we are almost leading the country in violence.
Good.
We had 55 murders in the month of the up to since the start of the year up to the month of the election.
Good.
That's leading the country. What is that? So what are we diverting from? He had 27 years to fix all of that. He didn't. I don't.
All right, Pablo. I was saying that was my final question, but I must ask you something as it relates to your own party now. You, over the years, Paul, you have answered the call. You went up to West Rural St. Andrew. You defeated Gallimore. And, you have now been called upon. And you answered the call, a constituency, West Central St. Andrew, that a lot of people would be running away from, seeking cover, not to represent. You went there while we saw other newbies coming in and get what you could almost describe as PNP safe seats and so on. Why you continue to do this heavy lifting for your party?
We grew up as comrades. Comrades answer the call, regardless of what? There has been a new phenomenon. A lot of people don't want any seat of their seat as a JLP so-called garrison. But if all of us shy away from it, what will happen? You understand? And all we ask for, people like Stacey Knight and myself, who understood what we were getting into, but for the love of our party and for the love of the principles of the party, we went into battle against the odds. All I would ask that there's respect, because there's too much disrespect in too many constituencies, people with no monuments, no trophies, nothing to show. And they don't listen. The arrogance, the hubris is all there. And that's why we don't learn. And we have to be careful. We are on 3 election defeats. You understand? We have to be careful. We have to be careful. You understand? We have to do things different. We must be more humble, more respectful. I'm not spoken out about these things. Some of us take it and take the licks in silence. But we know, just stop and think. That's the disparity in resources of the Prime Minister against Paul Buchanan in West Central, with 5 consecutive victories before I came. You understand? And think of the disparity there. Think of the injustices there. You understand? Think of how the cards were stacked against people like me. There must be respect at the end of the day. And I see it everywhere. There was a group of Jamaicans. When I was technical director of MIDA, we put out $500 million in microsector loan. Nobody remembers them. Their work is unsung. You understand? They have been good PMT who have stood the test of time and is still fighting for a party. right? So let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to all of us that we must learn to respect and to love one another.
Good. Like yourself, Paul, who sort of, venting and saying things here and expressing yourself, there's a man who you worked with, who was a minister of housing and water. One who in my view, I still believe is the best minister of water that we have seen in Jamaica. And I'm talking about Dr. Enoch Carl Blythe, and so on. Do you believe that certainly history will be kind to him?
Well, in terms of Dr. Blythe, one more eminent and more accurate than myself in matters of law had exonerated Dr. Blythe from anything untoward.
Absolutely.
In an examination of the prior process. And as such,
we're talking about Dr. Ken Rattray.
You were talking about
Dr. Ken Rattray, who did the exoneration.
A man of impeccable integrity, Ken Rattray.
Yes.
Dr. Ken Rattray. OJ. They already exonerated anything that was tagged on Dr. Blythe. So history has already spoken on that.
Good.
I cannot nothing more.
Good. Finally, Paul, here you are. You have basically taken this matter, not with any grievance or anything against the Prime Minister, but on principle. And, believe that, listen, there should be a line drawn in the sand as it relates to fairness in the conduct of our election. With all of that happening now, with your vast experience in terms of development, building, and so on, we are now in the reconstruction mood for Jamaica. If you were to be called on to be a part of this reconstruction effort, would you accede to the call?
Of course, but already there has been a lot of disparities, things that should not have happened.
Yes.
Richard Thompson was a student of mine when I was lecturing in land economics at UTech. I noticed he has been removed from ODEPM. What we need to do, the part of it which is most important, is disaster preparedness. That is where his education, his background, his forte comes to the fore. It is not just about recovery. We have to prepare for disaster. And he's eminently qualified. And one of the first acts of the Jamaica Labour Party government is to remove him.
Talking about that, we saw where the ODPM has been removed and put into the office of the Prime Minister, and certainly the whole thing has been driven from the office of the Prime Minister. What say you on that, Paul Buchanan?
And that's what I've been speaking to the people. The principal here, Richard Thompson, who was the head of the PM. He is the one that was removed from his post. And he's eminently qualified to lead the charge for disaster preparedness, to prepare for disaster, which is critical. It is not a after the fact thing. You understand? These are people who have done excellent work over the years to all the disasters coming up. You understand? There was no reason to remove him from his post. You understand?
Okay.
The person who replaced him at OPM, you understand, his qualification is in military strategy. Young Thompson's qualification is in disaster preparedness.
Yes.
That's what he's qualified. That's what he worked at. So we have to be careful how far we take politics. To the detriment of our society.
Once again, Paul, as you said earlier in the discourse, is that you're extremely gung-ho positive. You think your team, your legal team, had done their work and so on, and you're expecting a positive outcome on or before the 8th of December. All right? Yes. Thanks a lot. We wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Paul Buchanan there. He is the former member of parliament for West Rural St. Andrew. Of course, he was a top man at operation in the ministry and had some management, basically lead the charge for Operation Pride and a number of things. He is is a developer in his own right and so on and so forth. So once again, want to say thanks to Paul Buchanan this morning, as we continue to invite your calls, as we continue to build out your program, your mid-morning number one fix right here and the 93, as we continue to broadcast from here at UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew. All right, so all right, so the Observer is carrying an article here saying that St. Elizabeth hardest hit. All right, St. Elizabeth hardest hit. And also another caption here, the fight continues. Government presses JPS as PMs demand clearer restoration timeline. Hello, caller.
Hi, Conrad, good morning.
Hi, how are you doing, Mary?
Hello?
Yeah, yes, Mary.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I get quite a guess. Big up Paul. You know, the motto with Marian, whatever you do it to the best.
Yes. All right. We're talking to Marie there. Please understand, callers, sometimes some of our callers call us utilize the WhatsApp option, and sometimes there's a little bit of issue with the call. So hello, caller. But
Hello?
yes, Marie, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying in my book, you know, Paul, you know, and old will Marian, you know, I get quite a guess. That's the motto.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do to the best of your ability. And I think that's what he's doing. So either way, it comes out, he says that to me in my book, he would be a winner because he's doing what he believes in. And, you know,
Absolutely. Whatever the outcome, and that's what we need, Marie. We need more people to understand that, listen, because this is how you build a country. This is how you build resistance. You test the system. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So whatever the outcome, even if it's not a personal victory for him, it would be, like you said, it would be a victory for democracy because he believed that he was wronged and he's taking it to, you know,
The authority.
Judicial system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever. So, you know, let's see how that plays out and stuff. We won't try it here in the court of public opinion because that made me biased anyway. All right. Okay. Yes, he's a farmer, John's son, man, and all of that too.
And of course, you're a old Marian as well, Marie. He's also a old Marian. So it is doubly biased there.
Remember, you know, but we used to hang out at evening time over where the old Calabar High School used to be.
He had liked you then. He had liked you then, Marie. Never mind, man. I'm just putting a little humor there. Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, we used to hang out over there. Where the old Calabar High School used to be.
Yes.
They turned it into a junior some school. They name All Saints. It's no more anyway. So you know, we used to hang out over there evening time. Anyway, Conrad, you know, I see where the Prime Minister has created a new department or whatever. It's under the auspices of the ODPEM. Him call it NARA or NIRA or something like that. Let me ask you something now, Conrad. You want to tell me that within the scope of the government, there is nobody, you know, and I'm sure this new department.
Lost Marie there. All right, we are talking to Marie. Yes, Marie?
Yeah, we're going to be thinking about staff, Conrad, right? You know, so I want to know, you know, if the staff will be taken from people that are already within the scope of, you know, the PM's office, or am I going to recruit a whole new batch of, a whole new enclave of people where we're talking about money, Conrad, but we know when the new thing come in, man, if you go get car, allowances, you know, the emoluments that come with anything. So, Minister, because I'm a constituted, tell us this new department or whatever I'm going to call it.
Well, Marie, let me say this to you. This is why somebody like me and persons may say, boy, Conrad dig deep. He looks at all these things and so on. But Marie, it is my job to dot the I's and to cross the T's. Because, and that is why I, for one, argue about us not having, say, Parliament even Tuesday. And, I believe that at this time, we should basically be calling on our members of Parliament, our government, to basically increase the amount of days that the Parliament, because, for example, the question that you're asking here, the German place to really put these things under scrutiny and get the full answer is in the Parliament. We expect opposition members led by the leader of the opposition to be at the forefront, the vanguard of these, asking the tough question and so on, and demanding of the answers on behalf of the Jamaican people. And this has nothing to do, sorry, Marie, this has nothing to do with whether you wear, sorry, hold on, Marie. This has nothing to do with whether you wear green shirt, orange shirt, or whatever. This has to do with good governance and questioning the people who are the custody of our hard-working tax dollars, and the Parliament is where this should be fleshed out.
And these donor monies that are coming in, because too often we have seen where you see somebody that drive around with one big vehicle, or it have one logo on it, department or whatnot and whatever. Then, this whoever is gonna head this new department, even though it's gonna be on the auspices of the Prime Minister's office, right? Of course, this person is gonna have an office. This person is gonna have staff. You have your secretary. You have your undersecretary, and your secretary and your undersecretary. All those things, Conrad, and those things take is money. So we want to know with all the donor money, if some donor money are going to go, because of course, the I wish fund, whatever fund is going to fund salaries
this is why
it's going to pay these salaries and emoluments. We need to know where the money is going to come from to staff this new office. Where the office are going to locate, you're going to rent one building, where you're going to pay how much money, how much dollars per month or per annum or whatever to pay all it. We need to know these things, Conrad.
Well, what happened?
I'm right.
You're indeed correct, and that is why two things. That is why we have programs like these, so our citizens like yourself who are thinking can pose these questions here, and that is why we have the Parliament now for the business of the people to be discussed. So these questions would be asked of the government and so on. And it doesn't necessarily have to be asked just by the opposition member. It can also be asked by a member of the government as well. Because if we're really talking about true governance and really defending the people, then people who are on the government benches must also ask tough questions.
So me want to know now, because like the Prime Minister, he has an advisor. So I must somebody advise him and tell him, say, okay, Mr. PM, this is what you have to do for the recovery and the reconstruction. And I just want to say, couldn't the Prime Minister, we don't know I'm going to start it still. So let me not jump.
No, what you're doing, Marie, you're not accusing to say anything wrong. You're just asking the question and say, well, listen, we need the explanation. And I'm sure that, the Prime Minister, I'm going to cut him some slack. I am sure that the Prime Minister should not, or the Prime Minister should not, I'm sure, but the Prime Minister should not have any issue with these questions. If he is about transparency, as a matter of fact, he should be happy that these questions are being asked so he can give answers to these questions, Mary.
Yeah, one more thing before I go, Conrad. A long time ago, you see, when, during
make it quick, Mary. 30 seconds. Make it quick.
When JIS used to put out programs that that talk about illiteracy and all of that, because something Paul said about things being pretty. I remember there was a skit they did about this man going to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed his medicine and said, this one you have some food, pretty medicine.
Have to cut, Marie.
I never remember.
Have to go upon the 11 o'clock. All right, upon the news. Upon the news, Mary. Have to go. All right, okay. Suka.
is NPR News.
Listen to this podcast sponsor-free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes.
Sun a shine, but things not bright. Do a pot a boil, bickle not enough. River flood and rain a fall. Rain a fall, but dirty tough. Nowadays the time so hard, when you ask Maddie how them do, them afraid you take it, tell them back so them no answer you. No care how much we da work for hard times, still in our shot. We da fight, our time a beat we. They might raise we wages, but £1 gone and pound we pay and we no feel no merriment. For £10 gone and pound we food and £10 pound we rent. Saltfish gone up, mackerel gone up, beef and pork gone up same way. And when rice and butter ready, them just go up a holiday. Cloth, boot, pin and needle gone up. Ice bread taxes, water rate, kerosene, oil, gasoline gone up, and the pound devaluate. The price of bread gone up so high that we have to agree to cut we hype and bread and all turn dumpling refugee. And all them Margaret Maddy, whether go on like fatty sin, all them they whether fast with me, I left them to dumpling. Sun a shine and pot a boil, but things not bright. Bickle not enough. River flood, rain a fall, but water scarce and dirty tough.
Miss Lou, that could really have been written today. When did you write that, in fact?
Nearly 40 years ago. You remember, you notice I use pound.
Yes.
Because in those days, we...
Hello, welcome back to Straight Up right here and News Talk 93 FM. We go up until 12 midday, and indeed we're in the final hour of the program. It's now 10 minutes after 11 o'clock, and this hour is sponsored by our friends at Kenmore Manufacturing Company. They are over there in Greendale, Spanish Town. Indeed, you're on the 93 FM band. The place to be, your mid-morning number one fix, with yours truly, Conrad O'Brien. We had an exclusive interview with Paul Lennox Buchanan earlier, talking about the situation in the court and so on and so forth as it relates to himself and Prime Minister Holness. We have callers on. Let's go there. Hello, welcome, caller.
O'Brien.
Hi, Marsha. How you doing, sir?
Me there, man.
Talk to me.
You know what is going to happen today again?
No?
Another press conference.
Another press conference to announce the announce the other press conference.
To announce the other press conference. God almighty. Man, about the record for press conference, the record to state of emergency. The record for murder on average.
Well, put it this way, Marsha. You know, we need information flow because, you know, that's how you're going to keep the population up and so on. But press conference just can't be for press conference sake. Press conferences must be to say, listen, we do this for the people. This is what is on the ground. So, for example, here it is. We are in the process of putting down 500 houses on the ground, and we are going to start next week, Monday. Those are the kind of things when you want to hear. No, I want to hear that, listen, we have basically take into consideration the suggestion that come from people like Conrad O'Brien and the 93 and others and so on about how do we look at offers care for the vulnerable, the women, children, the elderly, and we have now worked out a thing as to how we are going to move those people out of the space temporarily, and we are going to be starting the rebuilding process to get them housed properly. Those are the kind of things I want to hear, right? Those are the things that I want to hear. I want to hear, listen, we are taking steps to get rid of the rodents, to ensure that the mosquito are, are taken out and all those sort of things. We want to hear them kind of hard information.
You got a press conference.
Yes.
And ask question like that. Then I'm going to tell you, say, yes, with this and with that. And if you ask the prime minister, yes, with anything you ask them say yes.
I need to start attend some of them questions because I can't take the bat up and catch on the fee question when we see some people ask and I go and like say, listen, them today as a part of choir for praise prime minister and praise minister. I'm not into that.
Was a press conference. Yesterday there was a press conference.
Yes.
And the prime minister have a monologue, everlasting monologue right there. Monologue, but we call it right. And the prime minister talk. You know how much question then take after the prime minister done?
Mm-hmm.
3 questions.
Mm-hmm. You see, Marsh, listen, I don't know that the prime minister have to be talking so long at these things. I understand definitely that the prime minister have to give an overview, or anybody who would chair a meeting, right? When you're dealing with those sort of things, you come and you give your overview and so on, and you say X, Y, and Z. But question time must be lengthy in this particular scenario. You know, allow as much question as possible so that you can give the information.
From the girls from Nationwide, you take one from Zara Burton, and I don't remember the other person who gets to put in a question.
Is it?
Then Amaris just say that's it.
Because that's the next question that I was about to ask. Is it that there was no one else there who wanted to ask question, or basically they just limited to 3 questions?
Well, other people were in the room.
No, so you can't limit a press conference at this time to 3 questions.
And you know the prime minister so he for something and say nothing, because according to him go back in, all gone back to where the helicopter couldn't land, and that's a puppy show argument. Helicopter land anyway. Because in seeing one press conference, I tell him, praise the JBF and attack and get a frantic call from James Roberts, a man in a river for how many days and things, and a helicopter go take him out. So helicopter must can't land in a river. You know, they talk some stupidness sometimes and then I remember what them I say, you know, and all them kind of something. That what if a puppy show argument? And the country in a serious trouble.
You know, Marsh, yesterday I was listening to the opposition leader, Mark Golding. I was listening to him on Portland Spice TV with Colin Bell. Colin had him as his guest yesterday, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk to opposition leader Mark Golding soon. And Mark was quite measured, very, very measured in terms, because he said, listen, he wants to do everything to assist. He doesn't want to push the envelope too hard for it to seem as if, listen, you know, the PNP is really ruffling any feathers and so on. And I understand where the leader of the opposition at, but opposition leader, you have to go ruffle feathers, you know, because some of the things them that we see that is happening, you have to call out the government.
I know it's Mr. Conrad, but listen to me. what you know about sponge? Tell me one thing we know about sponge.
Well, it's a receptacle, sir. It soak up water or soak up liquid.
You know,
soak in liquid.
That answer me did a look, but you're right. But there's another thing about sponge.
Mm-hmm.
It's soft.
Okay.
Soft. Opposition, you people are a bit too soft for my liking. I understand you want to see the country run, you don't want to see Parliament run. I don't want to see that, opposition. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know that the JLP I deal with. You notice the wife of King here, how she behaved when questioned to ask in the house?
Mm-hmm.
And tell you when you must take your seat, and when you can't get the question through, the PNP them have to cross some press conference them and try to if they can get in some question if Dana will allow them. Because the people them can't ask the question in the house. And it's time for somebody to tell the wife of King Ahab to shut up. Our constituents tell us here you're not going to stop us. So get up in a parliament, make it disrupt.
Well, here what happened, Marshy. You see, there is a way that you have to conduct yourself in the parliament and so on. But I believe that we can see quite a bit more stridency, and not just stridency, but some of the things that I would want to hear ask in the parliament. I'm not hearing them, and even some suggestion that I would like to put forward. I don't hear one person who basically and I'm going to take the credit here. Anybody can say what they want, but I'm going to take the credit. I am the leading voice in the media who have been saying, listen, we need to examine, and of course Colin also come on board with it. We need to examine our people, look at the lay of the land, look at who can be removed out of the space and so on, and give the people a little bit of dignity. I, Conrad R. O'Brien, I led on that front and so on, and I'm still.
Huh? Me have to agree.
Right, because and I'm still.
The PNP stuck in the 1449 syndrome, That's right where the PNP is,
Right? And I'm hoping. So those are the things that I expect to hear push. When I talk to a member of parliament on the opposition side, and he said to me that he would never make the call for the people to be moved out of those areas. And I say, oh my God, but this is a man who I don't know if in business in a parliament. I don't know if it's business to be in parliament.
Yeah.
Right?
But I don't know. Sometimes when I look and go on in a parliament,
I'm talking about an opposition member. So for everybody who believe that Conrad O'Brien can own the talk and beat the government side or whatever, me talk truth to power, no matter who the guy is. And until, as long as the powers that be allow me to be behind the microphone here, I am going to do the job of basically batting for the Jamaican people. That's my forte.
Well, me don't know. Me believe that some of the PNP, them in the parliament, turn Labour right. Because them a laugh and talk and skin and grin with the same people who disrespect them. Because them have to talk because the JLP MP, they cannot say anything. They can't. You realize that Eric Payne going after them here too, and them now make no representation.
Well, apart the person that I really hear, and I'm a stickler for speaking, putting the things in our context. The only person that I saw got up on his feet and really put some things out there is the gentleman there out of Central Back that replaced J.C. Hutchinson. I think his name is Morris. Morris. I think his name is Morris.
The principal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because and they're supposed to upset with him.
Yeah, kind of there. You see him, learning the whole art of public speaking and so on. But he put his instinct across, and one understood where he was coming from. He asked some good question, and he outlined that entire communities rather in his constituency have been destroyed. He talked about one area that maybe have about 100 houses and all 100 of them flattened. or ruthless.
Nikita Burchell is a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
But she got to see some people were lazy,
mm-hmm.
and then need to get up. And you want me to tell you something?
I am pointing out my 3-star in the parliament so far from the early setup. Zalika Jess, and it's not necessarily in the order. Zalika Jess, Nikisha Burchell, and Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Well, may I go tell you something? Me, one time, me used to be critical of Warmington. I mean, now be critical of Gillette Wellness neither. Treat them same way, Gillette. That might make them learn sense. Treat them same way. Take your seat. Shut up. I want Gillette continue to do it. That's how you do it, Gillette. Gillette, we need people like you. Because without, continue to diss them now go wake up. Switch off mic pan them and them thing there. Do it. Defend your husband, Gillette. Defend your husband. Me not wrong your Gillette. Because PNP a damn joke with you. Them not realize 28 of them did that to 35 no. The government is fragile. The government is fragile. Who knows, we might have a new prime minister a week from now or 2 weeks from now.
Well,
and Ken Pantan said something, that man from the IC,
yes,
that judge,
farmer head.
Can't buy farmer. Nobody can buy him out. When you must understand, everybody in the judiciary can buy out. Like when buy a couple police to go around.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Marshy. Let's put it this way. I am not one who look at a judgment coming out of the court if it doesn't go the way that I want to go, to basically start to use the argument that anybody buy this or buy that.
No,
you understand? We have a process. We have a process in the court, and we will get judgment that we don't like, because essentially the court operate on evidence. Granted, some of the things that we see with our naked eyes out here as layperson, it really look as if the judgment is really flawed. But they are there and they have the judgment, the witness in front of them to look at and so on. So I am saying that what I'm interested in is for us to use the judicial process as much as possible. And that is why I applaud Paul Lennox Buchanan this morning. He is a hero. In my view, Marshy,
yes,
he's a hero.
Great man, yes, man. And
how it ends, it's an how it ends. We have no control over that. But he's a hero.
Yeah. Well, me watch how the rest of the party react towards humanity. Did the PNP really want to win the election?
I'm listening to you, Marsh.
No, me ask. Did the PNP really want to
yes,
win the election?
I think they did. I think they did.
What is here now is very serious, because we're going back to the IMF.
We must, but hold on. We will have to go back to the IMF if we're talking about rebuilding and so on. And that is one. This is one that you can't. In this scenario, you can't lay blame on the government for that, because what is happening, we have to engage the multilateral. As a matter of fact, I think that the discussion, I don't know if the discussion has started as yet, but certainly we have not heard anything from my friend, Minister of Finance, Favour Williams. Ralston described her as hapless. I'm not going there, but certainly,
just a Favour Williams, don't say Minister of Finance.
No. I'll say the minister. That's what she is. I'll give her title, the Minister of Finance. So we will see how that goes, because we're not hearing a peep out of her as to what is happening.
Then tell me something. The good management that Andrew Wellness talking about all of press conference. Sometimes they say, "Oh, we have the money and we can do this without that, and we can do this without that." And push come to shove now, well, we not get nothing. And just before me go, because I have to wrap up quickly. Where the place a Montego be a name where them use cardboard build the house them?
Edmund Ridge.
Edmund Rich.
Maybe Edmund Richie didn't he?
And now when the man who want me to talk about Operation.
Yeah, man, him cuss Operation Pride and call it, bring it down to the you know, let me tell you something. No, Marsha, hold on. You know, go ahead, Marsha, go ahead.
After the man chat them something else to this one, I mean, I hear the PNP them. Where then they? Where then they to take on the man with this? Then just because when we say.
Well, certainly Paul Buchanan did this morning. Paul did this morning.
You in the media, and apart from people like Colin Bell, and you have some other blogger we taking on. We RJR now take them on, right?
Well, you have Ralston, who is a part of Ralston Hyman, who is a part of the RJR communication group. Simon Crosskill do his thing as well.
Yes. But you know, it's a nationwide and JIS are the same thing. So them cannot afford. They must find a way to support. Them snap, them sell out them soul.
All right, wash it. Take care. Take care. All right, so that's Marsh there hitting hard as usual. You're in tune to the better sound of the 93 FM. Gather that we're coming through crystal clear, and indeed we're happy for that. And we're approaching the final break at 11:30. It's now 27 minutes after 11 o'clock right here and the 93. My name is Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We go up until 12, and indeed we're taking your calls. We remind you of the numbers to call in. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-212-9824, and also 4620919. Want to say good morning to all the folks down there in Confidence Avenue, Greenville. They're in Texas, down there in 14th Street, Bethel Town, Bethel Town, on all of those places. And also I gather that we have some people down there in Westmoreland, a community called Russia, who are tuning in at this time. I want to say thanks for all of you. My friend down there in Denham Town, Showerman, how you doing? I know you're tuned in, and I owe you a call. I will do so sometime this afternoon or so, my friend. All right? Because I saw where you have reached out to me, so I will pay you the courtesy and indeed reach out to you later. All right, so stick and stay with us. We return to take your calls after the final break. So come.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere. 11:30.
Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660, extension 2475, or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better. At 31 Tobago Avenue, get Empire stationery and office supplies, Empire restaurant and hotel supplies, and Empire med and scientific supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_MOR2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed you feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, Linstead Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
Place your garbage bins at the front of your property for easy access by NSWMA sanitation teams. Ensure that your bin or receptacle has a cover and the bottom is pierced. One Jamaica. Make we clean up the place.
Disasters are a reality. Prepare for any eventuality. Is what this season asks.
This is Make We Talk Breaking News. An item of news just coming into our news center. The Jamaica Defense Force has seized over 990 pounds of cocaine worth 3.7 billion Jamaican dollars. As an item of news just coming in, the Jamaica Defense Force has seized cocaine worth over 3.7 billion Jamaican dollars. So to get more news, we will pass it on to you. This is Make We Talk Breaking News. This is Make We Talk Breaking News.
Older folks in Jamaica. I remember as a schoolboy, my parents could never ever miss Night Call with Carlington Sinclair. At the time, you had JBC and RGR. And Carlington Sinclair, he was commanding about 98% of the listening audience and Radio Jamaica when he hosts that program Night Call. I think the whole fundraiser, as it were, to build the Evening Tide Home, I think it now has a different name. That home, was actually started by Carlington when it caught fire that fateful night, and so many of our elderly folks had basically perished in that fire at evening time. So I want to reach out to Carlington Sinclair. That's a name that we should be looking for, and a man that I believe deserves a national honor. Somebody like Carlington Sinclair did so much heavy lifting in terms of broadcasting here in Jamaica and did so much for our people. But some of who are really and truly deserving of national honor, they don't receive it. And sometimes some people who you say get national honor, you really wonder. But as I go, so we invite your calls. Also, Steve Ashley, I gather he was admitted in the hospital recently. Don't know if he's out now, but, want to say good morning to Steve Ashley. And we wish for you, sir, speedy recovery. Doreen Campbell, who was a candidate in the last general election down there in Western Portland. She went up against Minister Darrell Vaz. She celebrated a birthday recently, getting some persons are saying to me that I must give you a shout out and your birthday, belated birthday wished for you, Doreen. So have yourself a wonderful, they said that you should celebrate for the whole month of November. So happy birth month. And indeed all the others who are celebrating, we want to wish you well also. Okay. So again, just a reminder here, the Met Office is saying stay prepared, as they say. Well, let me just read exactly what is here. It says Met Service expert says Jamaica not yet out of the woods for storm threats. And it goes on to, the article goes on to remind us that we are still in the Atlantic hurricane season. So it says, while the likelihood of Jamaica being battered by another Category 5 storm decreases as the official end of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season approaches, the approaches, the Met Office, the Met Service is cautioning that the island is still not out of the woods just yet. All right. We have callers there. All right. So as soon as we have a call, we will go to them. Okay. And again, the Observer is carrying on the inside of the Observer on page 3. We're seeing a picture here of Dr. Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, and it says government established national reconstruction body with initial US $1.15 billion. All right, let's see how that will configured and how it will deliver for the people. And of course the country's head of country, the country World Bank tags the parish damage assessment at a whopping hello caller, hello. Not hearing the call just yet. Caller, hello. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Victoria, Mr. Brian. How are you doing?
Hi, Victoria. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to hear you this morning.
Thanks a lot. So what's on your mind?
My mind as it relates to customer service in the Highland. It's very frustrating. I opened an account maybe 7 months ago with JMMB online. And as you know, I reside overseas, right? So I got the reference number and I got the welcome. Thank you for signing up, whatever. And I waited a month before. As a matter of fact, I waited a month. No one reached out to me. I called customer service and they told me that they saw all my documents were there that I uploaded. And during this time, I had to be waiting on hold for over an hour without any of the agent came back on the line to say, thank you for holding. We're still looking into your issue. No one did that. Okay, they came back and they said that they see where it has been uploaded. Everything is fine, but they need another document for me. And I did that. I waited because I'm busy. Another 3-4 months, nothing. I called again. Another long wait. No one came back while I was waiting to say thank you for holding. When the young lady came back on, she told me the same thing that the previous one told me weeks before. I said, all right, if I come in person and I bring all these documents in person, will I be able to get through with that account same day? She said, yes, fine. Okay, we're talking about 7-8 months. I go in person. I bring all the relevant documents. They said that the US had some laws about money laundering and whatnot, which I understood. So I gave them my W-2, everything that they asked for. The young lady said to me that within 24 hours, I uploaded 6 months of pay stub. I sat there over an hour, I did all of that. So all the things were emailed. I saw that it went through. They printed everything. They said 24 hours and they'll send me an email. It's been 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, and not one email from JMMB. It is
So
frustrating
you're
that you would want to do business in the and you can't.
you're saying that they have a physical location in the US that you took the documentation to?
Not at all, Mr. O'Brien. In Jamaica, physical location in Jamaica. I took all those documents there and nothing happened.
Okay.
And for days, not one email.
Okay.
The service is it's poor. Very, very poor and disappointing that you will want to open an account online. And I understand all the laws and all of that. But 8 months without an email from them, not once have I gotten an email to say anything. I have to be the one to call. And when you do call, they have you on hold for over an hour without acknowledging that you're waiting for an hour. And up until this point, nothing from JMMB branch in Maypen. And I'm still waiting. It's a disgrace.
Well, certainly, this is one of the things that people really have issues with. I know of persons who just simply go on a short vacation, a matter of days in the United States, and they walk away with an account open, just like that. And
Mr. Brian, I sat in my house and I opened 2 accounts online without ever placing my feet in a bank here. And within 7 working days, those cards are in the mail and all your documents that you signed electronically here. There is no wait. And you're going to tell me that it's going to take you 8 months to get out, not even an email. All I had was the reference number.
We're certainly not going anywhere fast in this country with that kind of behavior, ma'am. And that is why the whole business of the underground economy continue to flourish, because whenever people try to be on the straight and narrow, there are just so many hurdles, so many hoops that you have to go over. So, I will basically reach out to someone at JMMB and relate to your situation. You know exactly how to reach out to me, so please do that. And initially when you started talking, I didn't even recognize that it was you. It's such an embarrassment, but it's all right. It's a shame. All right, darling. Cool. Take care.
So, Brian, another quick point. What's going on as it relates to the donations for the people who got damage during the hurricane? Any update on that? Because I haven't been following keenly as to what's going on with all those donation and loans that the country is getting from overseas.
All right. Well, in terms of the loans, that the loan aspect of things is to come because the various multilaterals will be approached, and that's what I was just talking about to one of my caller. But as it relates to what is coming in, the donation that is coming in, we're still asking for transparency on it, so we want to know exactly the figures. And so I basically put forward that we should be getting a running day-to-day update as it relates to cash, but suffice it to say that the relief effort is on. People are getting stuff. We have a lot of our entertainers. We have people from the diaspora who are here. And basically, in the main, some person would say they are the one who is really leading the process as in terms of getting this stuff out there to people. But I think that it's happening, so things are happening. You still have people who are saying to date they have not received anything. And I can tell you one thing, the suffering is very much here in Jamaica.
It's very bad. Yes, my church sent down a few barrels with necessities. I hope it reached the right persons. But we're trying our best to send more stuff down, especially food items.
All right, thanks.
That, people can eat. Yes.
Good.
God bless you.
God bless you. Take care. All the best. Okay,
right.
bye-bye. Good. Okay, good. Bye. All right, so that's a caller there. She's calling from New York City. So Okay, we have other callers. We will get to them. If time permits, we will get to the other callers. Well, we have about 12 or so minutes to go before we come to the end of yet another program. Hello, caller. Caller. All right, we try to reach that caller. All right. The numbers are 876-212-9824. Hello, caller.
Yes, hello, morning.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm not doing so well.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but,
what, you need to see the doctor?
No, sir, it's just that I'm having some problem with my phone.
Okay.
And I told went to the, let me tell you something. The service that is in this country is actually an endangered species, you know. It's that the level of service that is being provided to people who are customers in this service is very laughable, you know. Because you go to a telephone, you go to a phone company, Conrad, they get a wrong number. They put in a number that somebody have. When me recognize me lock out of the phone, having lock out the phone, I went back, explain to them say them set it up when we come up with the same problem. It happened that it's a teacher we have used that same number to teach her children them. So she have all the groups in it where she use and teach the company. But what she has been doing,
teach the children.
She on Wi-Fi, so she not putting no credit on the chip. So what has happened? She appeared that and lock off the thing, believe it totally lock off. But she still use it. So me end up getting it. So me can't get no me lock out of the phone totally. It's a different chip everybody to call it. Anyway, Conrad. I was listening to March. You know, March are the best. And I have to concur with him on many of the things he said. And I also concur with you about our justice system in terms of the judiciary. That we have decent men and women and honest men and women in the judiciary.
Absolutely.
And let me praise, and I don't like to praise people because you know me, but let me say that Chief Justice Kaya is
Sykes, Brian Sykes, not Skyer, Sykes.
Brian Sykes is a breath of fresh air to the judiciary. Let me repeat, is one of the person within the judiciary in this part of the world that I will go out on a limb for, because the man is a gentleman and a decent, honest man of integrity.
I think so
I
too.
can say that.
I think so.
Right.
Don't think you'll have much people who would push back on you on that, Al.
Yes, but boy, I'm not very deep hard enough, so I know somebody of integrity. And I know he's watching carefully what is happening within the judiciary system. And I know he has a clear eye out on certain particular cases. And he will not take any side, because justice is what Justice Sykes is about. Conrad O'Brien, having said all of that, and listening to Paul Buchanan. Paul Buchanan must be the man of the year. Paul Buchanan has come up against all kind of things. He don't want to tell you. And he stood in ground. And Paul Buchanan remained resolute. And when history shall have been written about Paul Buchanan and Jamaica, is that Paul Buchanan will stand tall in the annals of history as somebody who's fighting for the people that he wants to represent and that he represented. He fighting for those on the gully bank. He's fighting for those who are not on it, and fighting for all the people in the constituency. Not only one side, but all sides and independent. Paul Buchanan, take a bow, my friend.
Well, you know, July, as I said, Al, that however the result goes, and Paul is quite gung-ho that the result will go in his favor. But I must tell you that however the results ended, we must applaud Paul Lennox Buchanan. It took courage to do what you know how much people, how many people have issues, Al, and they just say, listen, boy, me can't bother you, man, and walk away from it.
I'm going to tell you first thing Conrad and said it now going away and this way because this control, this and that. Paul said, look here, he is doing what he has to do because of the interest, not him. It's not about him, Paul. It's about the people who you represent. And Paul Buchanan, take a bow, my friend. You will always be my friend. And history will record you greatly as a man who stood up for his people. Now, Conrad.
Yes.
I heard my friend Marsh was saying, deal with them, Juliet, same way, let them understand. But I will say to Marsh, look at Nikisha Burchell, she's not bowing. Look at Dayton Campbell, he's not bowing. And I want my friend Marsh to take a good look. Whenever the speaker sits in that chair and the PNP get up in terms of speaking, the speaker has a next guest coming, what they will say. And I tell you why. It is the Prime Minister, her husband, who put her in this situation. You can't be that so abrasive that you know that something is going to affect somebody, your wife, to be, and you put her in a position.
Not his wife, to be his wife.
His wife. And you have put her in that position for her to get disrespected. No, you put her in a very compromising position that she will get disrespected. But not only that, Conrad.
No, but she don't have to be disrespectful if she conduct herself appropriately.
Yes, Conrad. But the reality, she cannot do it. Let me tell you something. You cannot put a square peg in a round hole, That is the problem we are finding within Jamaica, always want to fit things into things we can't fit. Hold on, let me make the point. As a wife and husband, and you are the head of the executive and you put your wife to be the parliament, it can't match.
So why are you attacking me?
It's wrong.
So why are you attacking me? I simply make a point. I'm just simply making a point to say, you're coming at me quite viciously, man. What?
I'm not doing it, my friend. No, I can't do that to you. All I say, it is wrong. Look how you try. But we live in a society that what has happened, everybody wants a phone, an independent phone, and a concern about nothing. I was sitting in a while ago into a particular service provider, and everybody depend on phone. And if there is a fire outside and you say, go there, out, nobody could get up. And as I said, this place, I'm in here for 5 hours, and not even a cup of water, not in here, no, I can't even talk. Because as on the phone, thirst could have killed you because they know so thirsty. That is all I want. It's all when you're thirsty, they don't know.
When
a restaurant and buy your food, and the food are served, they don't know.
The other day, I offer about 3 young men.
Yes, sir.
3 very young men. 2 of them were still grade 11. 1 just graduated. For 3 of them a ride, Of course,
yes,
that sometimes you just take the chance, They stopped me and I was hesitating. But, something come over me and say, pick them up, give them the drive. And believe me, while they were in my car, I was trying to have a conversation with them, to just thoughts, to find out where they are, how are they processing things and how the future look for them and so on. And believe me, they weren't talking to each other while I was driving, and they weren't talking to me. You know what they were doing? They were on their phone. So even among themselves, and that is what is happening. But I don't know. All people complain. You go to dinner now.
Yes, man, you're right.
You go to dinner, or you're at home at the dinner table, and everybody on their phone, no conversation going.
The wife on the other side and the husband on the other side of the dinner table, and the partner one side and this whatever. Conrad, we are a sick society. No wonder we can't go a World Cup. Because a phone football we play football on the phone, so we can't qualify.
It's not over yet. Let's wait until March. Yes.
We will only go to World Cup when the PNP back in office.
Oh, come on.
That is one point.
Come on. Don't.
But I say it, and I'm not going to retract. I am Gina Jennings. I don't take back things. But I'm telling you why. Here is it that we have a coach. The coach came here and we can find a young man named Cephas. from Arnett Garden.
Yes.
Cephas turned out to be one of the better players.
Right? Yes.
But yes, still you continue to be going abroad to get players to play. And you notice that you find a because it doesn't go to club to find them. What it wants is that it's just to find men from over the parts of Europe, believing that it is a colonization, whereas the players over there are better. It is not true. If you go down to Mount Pleasant, you will find good players. But you don't go to this place. He was brought in just to take us to World Cup. We have not been to the World Cup now, because let me tell you, if you can't beat Curacao, you're going to beat the country, Malvona. How you going to beat that country, my friend? You can't. How you going to beat Bolivia if you fall in that next group around? You can't.
All right. My friend Senator Lambert would say that the ball is round. Senator Lambert Brown.
We know the ball run and never long because they play long ball in the NFL. All that I'm simply saying to you, Conrad, the coach have disappointed us in bringing on the second best player 5 minutes.
Yes.
When you should have your best player on the field.
Have to wrap, Al. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for today. I'm up on time. All the best.
Okay,
God bless you. All right. Talking about that, we're hoping and we're basically rooting for. We're definitely rooting for the Reggae Boys that we will qualify come March. Is it March of next year, Madam Producer? Yes, March. You know, we still have them in our prayers and we hope we will get there. I want to say thanks to our guest this morning, Paul Buchanan, and to all of you who listen to us here and all of you who join us on the Make We Talk YouTube channel. We were there this morning. And of course, we invite you to stick and stay with us here at News Talk 93 FM. We have a lovely offering of music coming up, and we implore you to stay with us. Of course, it's another wonderful week working with my producer, Tanya Richards. Indeed, she is dressed in peaceful color today. She is dressed in blue. And indeed, want to wish her a very, very happy rest of the week, going into the weekend. And to all in the reach of my voice, I want to say thanks a lot. It's this scenario here in the Observer. I think I have about 60 seconds, so let me just use it. In the Observer here, where we're seeing the manager of the weather service the manager of the weather services at the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, Rowan Brown. We're seeing a picture of him, and the caption here is Jamaicans urge to remain alert until official end of the hurricane season and November 30th. So, on that note, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, saying, stay dry, stay safe. May God continue to bless us all and bless Jamaica, land we love. Remember that tomorrow, stay with us for tomorrow. Jermaine Barrett will be here with you. All right? God bless you.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.